What's up? What's up? What's up, Facebook fam? It is Tuesday, and you know what goes down here on Tuesday. Wife Chat with Dr. Gail goes down here on Tuesday. So do me a huge favor and make sure that you are hitting the share button. Hello, 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 everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Please put in the chat where you're joining me from. I love to give you a shout out. And again, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. It is Tuesday, and I am just so blessed to be here. And I pray that you had an amazing, amazing Thanksgiving and that you enjoyed your family and your friends, and that you ate a lot and didn't eat too much, and you're probably tired of the Thanksgiving dinner and all those kind of things. Hello, Linda. How are you? District Heights, Maryland. I'm from Maryland. I'm not from Maryland, but I live in Maryland. Thank you so much for joining me, Linda. I appreciate you. I really do. And so, hope you guys had an amazing Thanksgiving. I cook every Monday through Thursday for my family. That is the way that I connect with them and show them love, right? And most people are really shocked that I could cook, right? But for Thanksgiving and Christmas, I really try to throw it down. And I must say that I threw it down, and I made my grandmother's pound cake, and it was on and popping. And so I had a really, really good Thanksgiving. And we usually have tons and tons of people over, but this year was just my family. And so we basically had Thanksgiving in our pajamas, which was amazing. So hopefully you guys had a great Thanksgiving, and that you was able to fellowship and be with your family. So that's what's most important these days. And so a few things, you guys, if you have not registered for Bringing Sexy Back to the Marriage, you wives, please, please, please do me a huge, huge favor and go register. We are down to only less than 40. I think it's 38 seats still left. And the goal is we're going to be sold out by December the 31st. So just to let you know, if something breaks out real bad, like, a big thing of COVID or whatever, I'm not one that's going to keep your money or nothing like that. Hey, hello, Uncle Vic. Thank you so much for tuning in from my YouTube channel. I truly appreciate you. And so please go ahead and register so you don't lose your seat, okay? So tonight, thank you guys so much for joining me on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook channel. I appreciate you guys. Make sure that you're hitting the share button and letting everybody know that I am live. Tonight, this question comes from a new married woman that's only been married 3 months from New Mexico. And so her question to me was, Dr. Gail, how can I become one in my new marriage? Now, I had to sit back and look at all the things and the times that I have been counseling people and stuff like that, because, I've been married 33 years, but I get the opportunity to talk to new and old and middle-aged married people all over the world. And I think, and this is just me, right? Even though Gil and I have been married 33 years, we have to constantly work on still becoming one, right? Because even though we've been married so long, and this is just my personal opinion, and y'all can put in the chat if you agree or disagree, but over the years, for me being married to him from age 21, now at 53, right? For me, like, I have grown so much in life and experiences and stuff like that, and he has too, right? That we have to constantly just become one, right? And so whether you're in a new marriage, been married 5 years, 10 years, 23 years, or 33 years or plus, like I have, you got to constantly, I always look at my marriage and try to look at it that is new, right? What's up, Miss Tanya? How are you from Michigan? Michigan. So for me, this new bride that's only been married 3 months from New Mexico, and she said she would be watching, because I always tell the person that I'm going to be answering their question. And so how do you become one in a new marriage, right? And what I'm about to say, I think can apply to any marriage, wherever you are, for the simple fact that, like I said, I'm constantly trying to make sure that Gil and I stay connected and that we are one and we operate as one unit and all of those different kind of things. Are we going to disagree? Absolutely. Do we always, get it right? Absolutely not. So just think of this, as I give this young lady advice, how you can make these principles apply to your marriage wherever you are. Is that a deal? So number one is take time and invest in your spouse and in your marriage, right? And we get so busy with so many different things we have going on in our lives that sometimes it is hard to take time to invest in your marriage. And I'm not talking about just doing small things. I'm saying make it a purposeful thing, right? We make a purpose, I can't even talk. We make time and make dates with other people, go to work. We do all of the things that we supposed to be doing, but sometimes our marriages are the last thing that we put on our list to do, right? And your spouse deserves the quality time, your full attention, for you not to be distracted or any of those things, just like we do when we're at work, just like we do with our girlfriends, the fellas, at church or whatever. And so I used to find myself, and I have learned to switch those things, that when it was time to give Gil quality time, and I'm not even talking about sex, that's a whole different thing, just quality time, I had nothing left because my attention span had been drained by all the other things that I allowed to happen during the day. So my thing is, take time to invest in your marriage with quality time, and making sure that your spouse is not getting your leftovers, but they're getting some of your best, right? That's the first thing. Number two, lay down your needs to be right all the time. Divorce costs more than being right, right? Divorce costs more than you being right. And what I'm saying is that sometimes, if you have a personality like mine, right? And most of you guys who follow me on here understand my personality, right? That I will fight you to tooth and nail, especially when I know I'm right and I can prove that I'm right or whatever. But sometimes you got to lay down being right in order to solve a situation. I'm not saying become a step, somebody just letting somebody step over you. And even when you right, always just say you're right to end it. Now, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that sometimes we draw a hard line in the sand, and it's so unnecessary, right? Because sometimes you might not just be seeing the other person's point of view, and you're so busy focusing in on what you know that you're not even open to listen to another side of something, right? And again, there's so many people that are on the verge of getting the divorce because they want to be right, and they're not willing to say, you know what, let me step back from this and let me be open to see it from a different point of view. And again, I'm talking to a young lady that reached out to me and said, how do I become one in my new marriage, right? And like I said, these principles can apply to young people and us old cats that's been at this for a while, okay? Number three, let go of past hurts. And if you've been dating for a while, right? Even before you got married, and this again can apply to people right now, right? You have to let go of past hurts and put a period behind them. Because if you don't, and you keep bringing it up, especially when you're in a new marriage, it's going to continue to draw a wedge between you and your spouse. Not putting a period behind it and truly forgiving and moving on is going to cause you to stay in that place. And especially for this young lady, you just been married 3 months, right? You decided to marry him. So whatever happened before you got married, you need to put a period behind that and start fresh anyway. Because you don't want to be holding on something. Because if you holding on something that happened before you got married, you shouldn't have got married to him if it was that traumatic for you. You really shouldn't have done it. So if you forgave him enough to plan a wedding and walk down the aisle, forgive him enough to put it in the past and move forward. Number 4, make sure you take care of you. In the midst of all that you have going on, under trying to get acclimated under one roof, trying to, merge, change your last name, trying to merge, all your bills, all of those things. And I don't know if this person went to premarital counseling or not, but trying to get all of this stuff under one roof, sometimes you can lose who you are. And if you do that at the beginning of your marriage, it's just going to carry on and chip away at who you are. And when you get into 10 years and 15 years and whatever, then you're going to start feeling resentful because you lost yourself and you've taken on all of these titles and these roles and all of those kind of things. And then you're going to be blaming your spouse because they're not meeting your needs, because you allowed your needs to go by the wayside. Your needs, your wants, and desires when you first came into the marriage. I am not speaking to a cloud. I had to speak to me because I was that girl. I used to get mad at Gail because I felt that I put down some of my career goals, some of my education goals, whatever that I want, some of my travel goals, all of those things, because kids came into the play and all. But it wasn't his problem. That wasn't his problem to fix. It was Gail's problem because I allowed it to happen. And when I had my children, I should have planned a way to continue to do and achieve some of the things that I wanted to achieve. So make sure that you take care of you, right? And again, I developed a whole program on loving him without losing you, because I understand how that can happen. And again, I'm talking to this young lady that just got married 3 months ago. But if you've been in your marriage 10 years, 15 years, whatever years, and you have lost who you are, take the time to find you again. Take the time to take care of you. Because when you're the best you can be the best wife, the best mother, the best employee, the best employer, the best girlfriend, the best, dude, whatever that is, looks like for you. But learn to take care of you. And number 5, set some goals together, right? Because I'm a strong believer, without a vision, you shall perish, right? Set some goals together. Do a 6-month goal plan, do a 1-year goal plan, and a 2-year goal plan. Because if you don't have any goals and milestones in your life as a couple and as an individual, you won't be able to have anything to celebrate. You will not be having anything to celebrate. And so for me, at the beginning of the year, my girlfriend, Tawan, who's one of my really, really good friends, she's only one out of 562 people in the world. In the world. I'm not talking about the United States, in the world, who's really certified to do vision and goal setting, right? She went to school for this. So many people be doing all these vision boards and stuff like that. But if you don't have any goals behind each one, then you perish. So I go to her personally and I pay her. I don't do it. I don't believe in asking people to do stuff for me for free, but I go to her and I pay her and I set goals and visions for my business, all that kind of stuff at the beginning of the year. And then Gil and I do it together as a couple. What do we want to accomplish as a couple? He has his own goals and visions, and I'm cheering him on, and he's cheering me on, and it just goes. I love this goal vision setting idea. Yeah. And she's going to be holding one virtually Tanya on January the 8th. And so I will send you the link if you want the link to just check it out and see how that works. But she's going to be doing one virtually. And like I said, she's amazing because it's just not about putting pictures on a board, right? 90% of what you do won't even have nothing to do with pictures. It will have to do with you literally changing the way you think, right? Hello, Mr. Perry. How are you? Thank you so much for joining me. And so, again, make sure that you set some goals together, tangible goals with steps to be able to achieve them, right? And again, number 6, learn how to communicate early. Learn how to communicate early, right? And communication has to do with just more than opening your mouth and saying whatever you want to say out of your mouth, right? Effective communication is listening to understand and not always to respond. So learn to communicate effectively early, right? And men and women communicate and receive information totally different. And the thing is that if you don't learn that early, you're going to have run-ins that are unnecessary, and it's going to come to a point where it's going to hit a boiling head, because when we don't learn to effectively communicate, it affects every area of your life, not just your marriage. So to the young lady that wrote into this, and to all you people who have been married, for any length of time on here, my prayer is that these steps that you can take to really become one in your marriage. First one is take time to invest in your spouse and in your marriage. Make it a priority. Number 2, lay down your need to always be right. Number 3 is let go of past hurts. Number 4, make sure that you take care of yourself. And number 5, set goals together, 6 months, 1 year, and 2 years. And number 6 is make sure that you communicate. Learn how to effectively communicate with your spouse. And the last thing that I want to say, and it really should be the first thing, and this is just something, this ain't even on my notes, is learn to pray for your spouse regardless of how you're feeling about them. Because prayer can change anything. And if you develop a prayer life for your spouse, your marriage, and yourself, I'm telling you, when you put God in the center of it, he takes care of all the rest. He really does. And so if anybody has any questions for me, I will be happy to answer. And just know I always go back on here and comment, like, or whatever. And again, I thank you guys so much for hopping on here. Make sure that if you're trying to go to Bringing Sexy Back to the Marriage in January 21st and 22nd, you need to register, because I only got, I think, 36 more seats or something like that. Don't quote me on it, but it's in the 30s, right? And the goal is we're going to sell out by December the 31st. So make sure that you register. I am not one that's going to keep your money if the government shuts down and, all of that kind of stuff. I'm not that girl. Trust and believe me. I'm not that. I'm not her. The other thing is that we have the amazing Judge Lynn coming. She's going to come teach us about what divorce is going to cost us, and it's more than just money, right? And if y'all ever watch Judge Lynn, who is an amazing woman, she's going to bring it to us straight. So I'm super excited about that. Also, if you guys want the link for the vision board experience that my friend Tawan Lowe is giving, I will get it. I don't have it readily available, but I will put it here in the chat. And Tanya, I have your information so I can send that to you personally. But I love you guys to pieces, and I thank you so much for joining me here tonight. If you have any questions that you want me to answer, all you need to do is DM me, or you can email me or whatever. I will never say your name, but I will. All I need is, where you're wanting, where you're located. So I will say, like, this young lady is in New Mexico, and I will always email you and tell you, hey, I'm going to answer your questions, so you'll know to be present and to be on. Where can I get the information on your conference? You can go to my website here. I'm going to put that on there, Linda. Hold on. I'll put that on here, right here. I do know that. There you go. Or yeah, that there you go. bsbconference.com, and BSB stands for Bringing Sexy Back. So it's bsbconference.com. Or if you want to, you can go to my website too. You can get it. It's a banner right there on the front thing. I'll put that there too. If you want to talk to me, I offer a free 15-minute discovery call, and so you can book on there as well. If you need, something, some marriage advice or something like that, you can book on there. You can go on there and book as well. Again, I love you guys to pieces. Thank you so much for hopping on here. Please keep your questions coming. I'm running probably around 2.5, 3 weeks behind. When I say behind, I have enough questions. And so if I don't get to your question like to next week, just know that I will get to your question, and I always will email you in the form, or however you reached out to me. I will always go back and say, listen, I'm answering your question or whatever. Okay. I love you guys to pieces. Have an amazing, amazing night, and make sure that you take the time to love on your loved ones, because tomorrow is never promised.